Hello there everyone, and welcome back. I have my fleet pushing deep into the Klackons space, mainly due to the fact that I am really worried about this battleship squad just sneaking up onto me through these jump gates. Mainly because the silliest notion is because I lack bombs to actually destroy them, I can do nothing about those jump gates at all, even though they're like orbital pieces of debris, quite frankly. So that is a little bit silly, a little bit of a flaw in my strategy to completely neglect bombs altogether, even though I would argue plasma torpedoes would be just as effective, but this is not the time for it now. I am just going to try and bait this fleet away from the front lines, and hopefully my Phoenix and other reinforcing ships could actually be of use over here. Because there's still a Bulrathi fleet here that could be a threat, so if it chases after me, I might be in good shape. It's not the situation I would like rather, but considering I have successfully managed to bait back this frigate fleet, and I'm just gonna retreat back into my territory, where an advanced military outpost is waiting for me, I should be in good shape, just kind of drawing them around, baiting them around. And with the war to Bulrathi outside of the system here, that's not a representation. Oh crap. Did my troop transport just get caught off guard? Did I seriously forget about you? That was a bit of a blunder. I was hoping to have you back up, but I completely neglected it. And this is something I had thought about before, between recordings, but I was kind of hoping it was not true. They have hyperdrive or the interphase drive. Whereas it would have took me two turns to fly across there, it took them just a single turn. Ooh. This limits my options a little bit. I'm just a bit surprised they did not go to Pandera 2. Quite frankly, although at this point there's nothing I can do about it besides maybe just try and keep away from them. Because I can go to Arcturus system here, or attempt to go to Meklar space, but with the outpost in the way, that is not going to be possible. Only thing that really scares me because of that little turn of events is they could just catch me if they go to Arcturus here. With the Bulrathi fleet though, it is possible they might capitalize on that little neglect from the Klackons. If they chase after me, the Bulrathi could basically backdoor them. So I'm hoping they're more worried about the Bulrathi than they are about me. That's the hope, because really, this is the only option I have. I would love to attack these fleets, destroy them, but I don't think it's going to happen. Their fleet's getting stronger by the minute, because they keep balling up, quite frankly. Although, if I can keep them away from the front lines, that would be good. Everything won't be a complete loss. So long as I avoid losing this fleet rather really easily. Even with a Titan, I'm kind of doomed to never be able to fight them head on. Again, there's war imminent with the Meklar as well, so that is causing increasingly difficult issues for me. So I can't just form my fleet altogether. I thought I selected you. Stop rebelling on me, you fleet. I was literally clicking on the ship and it was doing nothing. Maybe I was missing a little bit because I'm zoomed out, but I'm going to argue that it was not the case. And there we go. Gauze cannon's the only thing doing damage. That's the only real concern about attrition with this fleet. But I should be able to do a lot of damage, provided I can avoid this massive battleship fleet. Right in my back door. Also, I need these troop transports to wait here. Get the Titans and everything in position. Maybe serve as a little bit of a deterrent for that massive fleet. And hopefully get some more ships in. Because I got Eagles and Hawks here, so that's a good start. At least to be intimidating. But as it stands now, I think I'm always going to be on the losing end of having a massive fleet that can combat the Klackons, since they just seem to be able to build better than me. Again, I'm all spread out, and I have my full... Even my production is kind of spread out among several different sections, so that could be part of the issue. Not a whole lot I could do other than that. So 7 turns for a starbase. We'll start with that, and hopefully it'll cut down production of the battle station. I haven't really been paying too much attention to see if that's the case. Oh, I already have a battle station queued up, so never mind that. We'll worry about that later. That has a lot of work ahead of it, and I could just rush it if I really need to. Oh, and also, Eskio, you are fully populated, so I don't need you over here. If going all food at least, so let's try and cut that off as much as possible. Get production going. And what do I do with you? Just more infrastructure. Again, the issue I'm having is the fleet points are starting to get a little ridiculous. I'm gonna start taking massive hits to my what is it, my economy doing this. So let's just focus on the food. Actually, let me enhance the food there, because they're gaining, yeah, the racial traits increasing automatically, so getting more food will definitely help giving me less workers there. And then well, since there's a penalty with research, maybe that's not as exciting as I'm making it sound. But less workers on food is always a plus, quite frankly. And the Klackon fleet has backed off, which is a plus, because now it has no choice but to defend Mentar. It cannot harm anyone, and with this advanced military outpost here, I can repair myself quite nicely until I'm ready to strike again. Okay, who let the Meklar in here, I was going to say, but it's just a scout. And we have a bunch of troop transports in back. I would love to snipe as well. Only guarded by 4 frigates. What is it, 2 destroyers and 2 frigates? Or no, 4 destroyers, so not really a threat at all. But apparently they've just been stuck there for some reason. Probably because they're too afraid to go into my main territory through the wormhole, and the Meklar outposts are in the way. Okay, not as scary as I thought. So you'll just skip your turn. Not a whole lot I could do. Hiroshia will rush a few more stuff with you, and actually, come to think of it, I should rush that starbase. Get those command points going now. That alone will offset the 80 billion credits I'll lose a turn. And now I just gotta remember which one it is that has the starbase. Cadet 3, there you are. Yeah, I'm basically gonna lose 100 billion credits a turn. Almost. And I'm sure there's gonna be a couple more ships. So, really, I'm actually gonna get my money back with the turn difference. Assuming there's no other starbases or battle stations to help offset that. And I'm kind of stuck with my fleet currently where it's at, unless I'm willing to burn a lot of my income, which I seriously doubt is a good idea. I could just go full on war of attrition with them there once I do have the credits. Just keep throwing ships at them, rushing them at all the nearby systems. And what's this fleet doing here? The Bulrathi fleet's backing up. The battleship's trying to chase after me, which I'm really hoping they don't try and chase me through Arcturus, because without a doubt, well, I can still keep going, but if they don't catch me at the arrival of Arcturus, then they're definitely going to catch me if I go to Ishtar, because Croaks is not available, and I don't really have much other place to go to, and Sealock is just as bad. And now I'm completely lost because I don't know where the hell I'm going. Where was I? Ah, there we are. Trying to peruse the pathways there, and I just got lost just by scrolling around. That's a little bit embarrassing. Let's see. Okay, my payment. Oh, that's my annual tribute, I agree. That's over. Altair 2 is grown. I wonder if I should continue doing more trade, at least with the Sakra. Hell. Would trade with the Darlocks be a good idea? Because there's pretty much nothing they can do about me, unless they want to backstab me when I go to war with the Meklar. That's probably the only thing they can do. And Cadet 3, well, okay, that did reduce the time with the battle station, so that's good to know. but I'm pretty certain there's more important things I could do for this system. It's abundant. I could terraform it. How long would it take to terraform? Can I even find this option? No, I don't see it. So I think I would have to have a shield generator. Where is that shield? I don't even see it here. Oh, there it is. Does that help with Inferno? It helps with Radiate World, so... Doesn't say anything about Volcanic, so... Don't think I could terraform this. That's a little unfortunate, but not much I can do. Let it keep growing, let it keep populating as much as it can. Also, how's my food growth looking? Okay, I got two food left for 7 populations, so really I'm in good shape there. That plant's not at risk of starving anytime soon. Hiroshia 2. I would like to get a cloning facility on you, help increase your growth. 500 billion, that's easily done. That's easily corrected. We got a jump gate almost getting built in 2 more turns. Troop transport's moving. I was hoping to move the Eagles, but that'll do. And that should accelerate my transportation properly. And let's see, I was almost forgetting the damn Meklar. Meklar probably up to no good, possibly. Because now the Titan's back over here near Altair. The fleet assesses is not really a threat because of the battle station Titans I have here. Yeah, there is a Titan building, so my command point problem is dealt with, but I think I want to hold that off for now, especially when I can increase income here and make this world a little more valuable. Ooh, and terraforming sounds nice too. Let's focus on some infrastructure, because science could be really important. We'll hold off on the Titan for a bit. What would be better? Oh, yeah, increases credits per population. It doesn't tell me. Oh, that would probably tell me in here, wouldn't it? It would be nice if it told me without having to go to this production queue to tell what the exact stats are. I knew it gave me money, I just didn't remember the specifics. Save a little bit of time. Nonetheless, these stuff are going to stay here. Actually, let's move them up with the Bulrathi. Because we're having a pretty formidable fleet here with the 2 of us. Even though I only got like a Phoenix and a Destroyer to my name. That should be intimidating enough. 3 turns, they can catch me really damn easily. But, if anything, slow speed could also be a bonus. Hard to say. I'm hoping this works, and I would love to get this Griffin over there too. There is the risk of that Titan, which is still at half health. It's not really harming anyone, but I have no way to know the strength of my military outpost, and it is a basic military outpost too, I just realized, so it's not going to really contribute anything on its own. Ooh, and this thing's done. So let's finally get a jump gate over here as well. Open up my possibilities a little bit. And I'm going to have to make my engine speed a priority pretty damn soon, because as I get these warp gates available, these systems become a little more easier to traverse without using a wormhole. Make reinforcing a lot more faster. Also, how is my fleet up here looking? Pretty damn formidable. It's out there doing nothing though is a bit of a problem. But it's ready to strike at a moment's notice. The auxiliary fleet is ready, and I am ready to do a world of hurt on the Meklar. I just still gotta deal with this damn problem I have with the Klackons. They stubbornly refuse to die. You'd think they would just lie over for me now that the campaign's done. The Meklar have won officially. You would think all the other AI would abandon hope at this point. Which, honestly, I'm kind of thankful they're not, because that would mean the Bulrathi would give up as well. They would not aid me in my war efforts. They still potentially won't aid me when I ask them to go to war with the Meklar, quite frankly. And the Sakura is still a threat. They're not much of a threat, though. They're slowly getting annihilated, so I want to try and act quickly, but again, Klackons are being stubborn. Ooh, there's okay. So the battleships did pull back. I just wish there was. I kind of wish I could just turn around. I can start being a little infuriating thorn to that fleet right now. Punish them for being so surg heavy. Just throwing them all on a single fleet. That would be so much fun. I could still potentially do it still. And the Bulrathi fleet, of course, still backing up. Oh, destabilization failed. That's no surprise. Deported. I'm not at war yet, so they're not considering killing my spies, which would end this little nuisance that I'm doing right away, quite frankly. Titans and fleets are backing off. So, a little more breathing room there. Another Griffin Emu is built, but again, with only 3 command points, I'm kind of limited. A little bit limited. I gotta get as much defenses going as I like, so minefield, Artemis system would be good, battle stations, gotta get everything going. And everything that's already well established can pretty much just carry on as is. And one turn till jump gate's done. Who wants to bet that my pathway won't update for the new jump path once it's done? So I might as well send it here to Milif, and I really need jump gates in pretty much every system at this point. Because now these direct paths are starting to get a little bit too slow to my liking. Wow, terraforming is 16 turns. That's a little excessively long. I don't like that. But we'll get the defenses start building. Battle stations, defenses is probably going to be needed with the war to come. And Milif, you could get a Star Fortress as well. You're a pretty useful world, so it wouldn't behoove me to do that, quite honestly. We're going to keep building, I guess. Especially defenses, and Star Fortresses are definitely welcome, but again, I need to keep in mind that they are expensive on the maintenance cost. I could probably get away with everything having Star Fortresses, but still, I would like to save up on the income if I can help it, if at all possible. And I would like more ships, but I don't know what else is in the queue, so really, I don't have much choice in the matter. Only thing I could think of is terraforming, which would be damn useful. It's a slow process even with 13 turns, but still a useful damn prospect. If it does increase my population some, which in turn increases my income. Darlocks, you're not very useful there unless I can get more food grow for you. Well, they have been building my Titans for me. In fact, I think this is where my first Titan was built. So spaceport you're going to build there. I like more research. I like a bit of everything, quite frankly. Bio cost will be good. Because I'm probably going to be buying out a lot. Because I am, again, have such a surplus of money. We got the mine Artemis system being built. So that's still not going to be for another 5 turns. Griffin should be good there for now. And Gazelle, I think what the plan was on your infrastructure. Because you're a little bit lacking. Space elevator, robo-miners. Yep, that's what it looks like. Can I throw people off? Yep. I can throw people off food, at least some. There we go. We're looking good. A little bit slow process, mainly because I can't actually do a crippling blow to the Klackons just yet. And I do need to micromanage these colonies to their peak efficiency to help offset the time. Ooh, but we can get a starbase. We can definitely get a starbase. Oh, it's a brand new colony, so it's probably not worth it. Unless I want the extra fleet points. There are probably better uses, which is mainly keeping its growth going. So soil enrichment, we'll do that. And we'll start on the farm. How long would it take to rush? Oh, well, we can't do it now because I already rushed over there. That's fine. Roshia, you're going to take a while. Let's try not to go too crazy on the rushing, but every little bit is definitely going to help. It's a high gravity world too, I need to keep in mind. Not a huge issue yet, but as it does get populated, of course, that will be useful. So we'll get started on that at some point. At least a little bit of production. Okay, I think that's all the infrastructure now. Troop transport. Wait, oh, I sent the entire fleet over? That was dumb. Hopefully that didn't hinder my repair process any. It probably did, because that jump gate's not actually built. So without a doubt, I'm going to assume that slowed me down. Now, what's the nearest jump gate I have to Erosia? Well, actually, it's going to build in one turn, so just send it to the jump gate. Merge with the rest of the fleet, and maybe I can have it just jump up there to Erosia. So more bombing. The Bulrathi are just ignoring them. Scout just got shot in Fluffius, so they're scouting, even though I would argue with the sensor tech we have, that's kind of unnecessary. I would argue. Now, that battle station, the battleship fleet's there. If I can make it fly away from the jump gate some, then I'm a little more secure flying back to Pandora. Because I can either have this reinforce, group up with my Titan fleet that I'm building up, or have it just be a Thorn, which I would like to do. But the more time that I spend just trying to dance around avoiding the battleship, and not actually destroying anything, the more time they have to rebuild up a secondary fleet. Which is probably what's going to happen. And thankfully, the fleet of Mentar didn't bother to go after my advanced military outpost. Which is kind of surprising, because you would think that would be really easy to do. Unless they're worried about the minefield. That's the only justification I can think of. Which of course makes you wonder, how the hell do they know I have a minefield, huh? Stupid AI? Hacking into my systems constantly without having to use spies. Not being aware of anything. Because you would think I would have reports over here about spies stealing tech or just doing something to ruin my position. You would think. Nonetheless, let's get my fleet moved over here. How much do I want to pull out? Because clearly I'm worried about the Mechlards still attacking, especially now that their fleet's been reinforced. So we'll keep that there, try and reinforce a bit more, and that accelerates it quite nicely, only 7 turns. Still waiting for engines. I don't think Quantum Field has that option available, does it? We'll know next turn. Because I believe I went for the upgrade for plasma torpedoes and gauze cans instead. The other one had the interface drive, which I think is pretty damn important. I am gonna go for that next. To kind of help close the distance some. Ferris Prime, without a doubt, missile base is yours. Starbase is definitely a huge consideration there. We'll go for the cheaper stuff though, and then Artemis system at some point. Because I have about 5 command points left, and I easily have a Griffin and a Titan in the queue that are really, really damn close to being built. So even with the spare points I have, that's easily going to get filled up with the damn Titan alone. And I think the battleship, I'll have to do some serious math if this is enough command points to even justify a battleship without going over. So we'll worry about that later. Well, it's safer not to build them just yet. And where do I want to send my spy? As much as I would love to continue with destabilization, I think I need to consider stealing some tech too. So I'm going to start shifting my efforts a tiny bit to try and steal some tech. Do that as much as I can. Oh wow, 3 spies, so they've been failing horribly. Go figure. I probably could focus my efforts more on my spying tech, if there's even a way to help increase that effort some. And a cruiser, that's not a threat at all. We have my fleet here. I'm just gonna have it stay there. Upgrades are available, but I would have to backtrack if I want to upgrade, and I even think that's just for troop transports. Okay, jump gate's done. Don't know what I want to do with you besides a military outpost here, which I'm sure the Bulrathi are gonna love. I've been hurting relations quite a bit already, so why not hurt it a bit more, huh? Although, I've been staying the positive at least. Helped offset that some. Although, Sakura, let's continue trying to get something going.
Welcome, friend. What?
Let's see.
I listen and remember.
I want to keep the trade agreements going just for the relationship. Maybe they'll offer something for me at a fair deal. Because that has been happening some. Just not as often as I would like.
A deal done.
And plus, the trade... Oh, it's already in place. Okay. You could have told me that before. Well, maybe you did, and I just wasn't paying attention. Because I would love that HyperX capacitor to help up reducing the mass on my energy cans, since I like to use them. But, figures. It's not even possible to trade with the Sakura. Although I kind of been giving him a lot of tech, haven't I? This would be kind of nice to get that. I hate to have to resort to stealing tech from him, but only ones I would think have a lot of lacking tech would be the Darlocks, and I don't think they're happy with me.
What needs revealing?
Okay. I doubt they would want to accept an embassy, so... And I would need that if... Yeah, I would need embassy if they would want to do a trade deal. Anything I could just gift them? I don't know. Probably the more better, powerful, the higher the tech, the more likely. I do not want to give them stealth suits, though. I need to be careful of that. Although, quite frankly, they haven't been spying on me, even though they hate me.
Certainly.
Okay, they're cooperating some. Now, do I get a trade agreement now? They don't have the money for it, quite frankly. I probably should do that. I'm rich, I can get away with it, right? Give them a bunch of money, see if they accept it, because it would benefit them. We will see. It's kind of weird turn of events, but again, they will not hurt me. I am not at risk of them backstabbing me very effectively, especially with the Artemis system being put in place.
If it please you.
Yep, they are definitely terrified of me if they're gonna give that kind of response. Hopefully, this yields in my favor some. But the more I build up relationships with them, the more likely I can get some beneficial tech, hopefully. But again, Artemis system is well underway. This system will pretty much be impregnable, I want to say. But again, without seeing the minefield in place, I have no idea. And I'm sure as hell not going to upgrade the troop transports. That doesn't seem worth my time. Ooh, and now finally, they might be able to deal with them? Oh wait, maybe they'll just get shot down. Nah, so much for that. They tried to defend and they got intercepted, so... I'm gonna have to try and help them. More Meklar ships are getting shot down by the Bulrathi. We're not at full-on war yet, but... You think they would not like each other after all this aggression? Hell, I'm still convinced the Bulrathi sniped a Titan, a Meklar Titan at one point, and they're still not in full-on war. If that doesn't declare hostilities, I don't know what will. Nonetheless, it's looking promising I can get them to fight the Meklar. They're just not going to fight the Meklar when they're at war with the Klackons, that's the only thing. So I have so many reasons to want to wipe out the Klackons entirely. It's just proving to be an incredibly difficult prospect to do. But at least I got good momentum now. There's just no way I could breach through. And come on, I saw the war going on. Why do you have to hide on me? We knew what was going to happen there, but infiltrate diplomacy alone failed. The Meklar are not having any of it, quite frankly. And research finally done. What do I get?
Look, Skylord, look! Yeah!
So planetary flux shield. That's just in a better shield. So if it comes to the point where my planets are getting bombed, they're probably in a bad position, unless I want to delay them moving on. Is the only thing. And of course, class 7 shields sound nice, but at this point, it's also doesn't really matter that much considering the Gauss cans. but that seems the most practical. Let's see, and what do we get? Modifications.
Enemy has worked tirelessly
So
on this
very useful stuff. And then upgrade everything. What's this? Adamantium armor. Ooh, this is an upgrade? Okay, I didn't realize that was an upgrade. Apparently, the adamantium armor I trade for is actually better. I did not expect that. So, why the hell not? And of course, the shield gets upgraded to a new kind of shield. So, update the weapon, update the fleet, and of course, I need to figure out which one's gonna have a bomb, so I can start taking out these damn jump gates. Emu, that did downgrade its heavy fighters a little bit, exchange for all the new stuff, but I think I'm not gonna be fielding too many of them. And gauze cans with heavy mounts, that's also useful. Up production costs, up value, everything's looking good though. This Titan is formidable.
Welcome, Your Highness. What wisdom do you see?
And what do we have here? Subspace teleporter. Oh, it's like another blink drive, just more powerful. I wonder, if I have the like standard teleportation system and then this, could I potentially teleport twice before having to worry about cooldowns? I don't know how practical that is though. And what the hell are you? Stellar Converter is a giant plasma cannon. No range fall off. Is it a beam weapon? Outside combat is capable of destroying entire planets. Wow. Interesting. Disruptor cannon. Ooh, that also sounds fun. It probably, well, it's more potent, obviously. Although the gauze cannon has such useful utility, considering it can ignore shields at this point. But I think it's official. We're going to have to go with our interphase drive and get that going. And again, despite the sudden need for bombs, I don't think a neutronium bomb is that important.
Majestic.
When I already got a bunch of hopefully decent bomb tech. I'll have to check. The last one I got was a Bioterminator, which seriously is not going to help against destroying the jump gates. So, ooh. Now I just got to figure out which fleets where so I can actually start upgrading them immediately. Let's see, upgrade the Hawks here, Griffins, extra weaponry is always nice. Troop transports, definitely not needed. Because if they're getting shot at, they're dead no matter what. So that fleet's upgraded. Let's see. What other fleets can be upgraded? I don't think I can upgrade at Bulrathi space. No, it's not looking like it, so that's unfortunately not going to happen. So we'll leave that be. We have upgrade here. Nope. Oh, that's a different ship. And because that outpost is being built, that destroyer also can't be upgraded. Alright, I think we're good. We're as good as we're going to be until my new ships start arriving. But this apparently is something I can start working with. We're going to send you back and hopefully not get you killed in the process. We will see.